Hello, crafters and artisans, and welcome to Psychedelic Squid Fiber Arts. In the process of turning this wheel from this to this, I had to replace the flyer hooks. So today, I'm going to show you how I did that so you can replace the flyer hooks on your spinning wheel too. First, you'll need nail pulling pliers that look like this, needle nose pliers, a pin vise hand drill, and replacement hooks or eyelets. I used eyelets because I couldn't find the hooks in the size that I needed. If you're going to use eyelets, you'll also need diagonal cutters and sandpaper. You might also want to have wood glue and toothpicks on hand as well. Let's start by looking at what we have. You can see that the hooks are rusted, bent, broken, or just missing. I strongly recommend using the nail pulling pliers that have this rounded edge for pulling the hooks out. I would not recommend using normal pliers. I'll only be using the needle pliers to bend the hooks up so I can pull them out with the nail puller. Watch carefully how I remove the hook with the pliers. There's a technique to it that you'll want to follow as to not damage anything. I'll show you a few more times, that way you can understand the mechanics behind removing the hooks. It's super important to support the flyer when you're doing this, as it'll put strain on the wood, and if it's old, it can break. I'm using my hand to support it in this video so you can see how to pull the hooks, but I'm going to take it off screen to finish pulling the hooks so I can support it better. The hooks furthest from the orifice will have the most tension put on them when you're pulling them out, so you'll really want to support the wood portion well. The rod that the bobbin sits on should not be used to support the flyer when you're pulling the hooks out, because it's stronger than the wood and it can cause the wood to break. I did have one hook break off too short for me to grab it with the pliers, so I used a small hand drill to drill a V shape into the wood to extract the remainder of the hook, as you can see here in my drawing. Here's what it looks like after I did it. You can see the two separate holes. I ended up filling the holes with toothpicks and wood glue. Now, if you're using the eyelets instead of the hooks like I did, you'll have to cut and sand them before you can use them. I used the diagonal cutters to cut the eyelet open, a little less than 1/4 open. You'll have to do this for all of your eyelets. And next, we'll have to sand off the sharp edges because we don't want our wool catching on them. So you'll want to round out the cut edge as best you can by sanding it at a 45-degree angle around the outer edge of the metal at the cut end. The main objective is to get it smooth, and you'll want to check each hook to make sure it is. You'll have to smooth the metal out for all of the hooks. After using the toothpicks and wood glue, I sanded it down. But now I need to drill a new hole to put the new hook in. So I'm going to try to line up the new hole exactly where the old one was. When you're doing this, you'll want to make sure you drill directly into the wood at a 90-degree angle so the hook isn't angled. And here it is, all done. Now for setting your hooks in. I'm using the ones that screw in, so I'm going to want to start each of these in the same position relative to the flyer so they all end up facing the same direction at the same height. I'm going to twist it in clockwise until it sits where I want it. You can see here how I've positioned it. For the next one, you can see I'm starting it the same way and how it ends up looking. You'll have to repeat this for all the hooks. Now that we're finished, you can see how it looks with brand new hooks. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and please let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Thank you for exploring the depths of your creativity with me, and I'll see you next time.